settings, hold the menu button down, and I'm back to the Lexus software. This is exactly how I wanted it to work.
Hi guys. Today we're going to install a CarPlay module into my 2016 Lexus GS350. In 2016, CarPlay was not an option for Lexus. That was not really an issue because the apps that Lexus provided were very good and gave you everything you might need in your car. Then, with 3G cellular becoming obsolete, Lexus dropped support for all of the cellular services such as Inform Safety Connect, Inform Remote, Inform Destination Assist, Service Connect, and others. This wasn't really a huge deal for me. I tended to rely more on the Lexus app suite, which included Alexa command support and saved destinations. But in October of this year, Lexus dropped support for that too. Add to that the growing popularity of Apple CarPlay, and I realized that I should look into upgrading my Lexus with a CarPlay module. I chose this one from MergeScreens because the reviews are good and maintains my existing Lexus Android system, allowing me to switch between the OEM features and wireless Bluetooth CarPlay, the best of both worlds. How easy is it to install? That's what we're going to find out today, so let's get started.
So here's the box that I got from MergeScreens, and there's this. This is the module that we're going to be hooking up. It's got some connections on one end, connections on the other end. Right now I don't know what those dip switch settings are supposed to be for my car. There's nothing in the instructions about it, so I've reached out to MergeScreens. We'll see what their answer is. Instructions. They're a little difficult to read. I've asked for electronic version. We'll see if we get that. Electronic version would be helpful. User manual, which is once you've got it all running, how you set it up for the different cars. And then a bunch of harnesses. So these harnesses should be pretty straightforward. Basically, they go between your existing radio and screen and the module. So from what I've seen, it's pretty straightforward. You just match up, connecting connectors with the existing connectors that are in the car. So there's that one. This is for the backup camera. This CAN bus maybe. This is not sure. One of these is going to be because I have the joystick. It's probably going to connect to that, and hopefully it reaches once I get everything disconnected here. That is an antenna, apparently, and this may actually be for the joystick. I'm not sure. Anyway, that's what you get in the box. Let's get started. First, set the dip switch for the module for the features I have on my car. And according to the documentation, I have a joystick that looks like that. And according to the documentation, dip 1 is off and dip 2 is on. So there's dip 1, it's off, on is down. So that's for the joystick operation. For dip 3 and 4, I have a 12-inch screen on my Lexus. So for the 12-inch screen, dip 3 is on, dip 4 is off. So dip 3 is on, it's down, and dip 4 is off. Dip 5 is no need to set. So we don't set dip 5. Dip 6, 7, and 8. Dip 6 off. Dip 7 off. Dip 8 off. So they're already off. 6, 7, and 8. So that's the settings according to this. The next step is to get access to the screen, behind the screen. And to do that, this bezel has to come out. And for that to happen, there's 1, 2, 3 screws in the top of this that have to come out. Now with those 3 screws out, 1, 2, 3, and by the way, they're kind of interesting little screws. They weren't really unscrewing. I kind of had to pop them out. They're these little plastic jobs. Supposedly now we can grab this and remove it. There we go. Okay, and out it comes. Two screws there, 2 bolts, probably 10 millimeters, 10 millimeters there, 10 millimeters there, and that screen should come forward so I can access the wiring. There's 1, there's 2, 3, and there's 4. My next task is to get this trim off the front of the radio. Let's see if we can get this trim piece off here. Okay, that came off rather easy. All right, now there's a connector here. Okay, the start-stop button, you squeeze this little tab and comes right out. I think there's 2 10 millimeters down here. Okay, there's bolt number 1, and there's bolt number 2. Alright, so now that radio should come out. Let's see if it's as easy as it sounds. Yep, out it comes. Now we need to put another cloth down here so we don't scratch anything. Okay, so the radio's out. Definitely put it on a nice soft cloth, but now we can get it all the connections on the back. You know, a lot of connections there are too. Okay, now to follow the instructions that were given to me on the harness connections. But I also need to take this glove compartment out because things are going to fit behind there. So let's do that. So it looks like in order to get the glove compartment off, I've got to take this trim off. In order to get that trim underneath the glove compartment, I've got to take this side panel here off. So this side panel should just come right off, and it does. Okay, so side panel's off. That's the actual light. So there's a connector here and the actual light there, and now the reason I'm taking this glove box apart is that's where the module has to sit apparently. But in order for the glove compartment to come out, I think there's a Phillips screw there and one over here. I think this side panel's gonna have to come off. So the glove box comes out after you remove the 10 millimeter bolts under there. You just grab it and it pops out. Some additional wiring on the glove box. There was this connector, and then this is the actual glove box LED. And you don't have to detach any wires. You just twist this and it comes right out. So it was just twist it, it comes out. So at this point, I have the radio out, and I have the glove compartment out, and now I have access to everything I think I need in order. I think I'm going to install that module right about here, so we can get started with the install. That big white connector back here, first you release this gray piece, and that pops out, and then the whole white connector pops off the back of the radio. I'm going to start by putting the big harness in. Now there's two connectors at the top of the screen, or the back of the screen. This, and this is called the LVDS connector. So this is going to come off, go into there, and this is going to go back where that was. And then the other end of this is going to, I think, fish down to the decoder module. Okay, I found this short cable intercepts the screen connection. So the original screen cable goes on the back of this. This plugs into this. And then there's a much longer cable that's going to go out to the module. Right. So this gets replaced, and this gets replaced. And all the other plugs are going to go back where they came from when I put this back. And then all of these other connectors go into the module. So let's see how that works. Okay, to summarize, there's really two connections for the module in the back of the radio, and their screen connectors get replaced by the module connectors. Okay, my map's back. Cursor works. Menu works. This is all the original Android stuff. So if I hold the menu button, I think I go into CarPlay. Okay. Okay, we've got the radio put back, the module's hooked up, everything that I could see to hook up is hooked up. Here's the screen back in place. It's not bolted, nothing's bolted back. I've temporarily put the power on. Let's see what happens when I turn on the car. Original Lexus screen comes up. My little icon that I put there comes up. We get the normal caution screen. So far this is working exactly like my Lexus did before. My map comes up, perfect. And I have synced it to my Bluetooth on my phone. So everything's coming up, and CarPlay comes up. Perfect. Now, there were a lot of wires for the backup camera that I didn't hook up. It didn't seem like I was supposed to, but the final test here. I'm going to start the car. I'm going to see if the backup camera works. Reverse. Backup camera works. Beautiful. The backup camera I was concerned about. Now I have my map to the right of the backup camera. Put it back in park. And I can do CarPlay maps. This is perfect. I've got my Pandora down here, my settings, hold the menu button down, and I'm back to the Lexus software. This is exactly how I wanted it to work. So let's shut everything off and put it all back together and see if it still works. Okay, perfect.